Good morning, everybody. We've still got some sick people. It turns out that one of the people had a very severe case of food poisoning, which is why they haven't been here for the last few days. They're on the mend now. They've been to a hospital and gotten some things to help with it. However, because they're still on the mend, they won't be here, and somebody else is also kind of messed up because of what their work has been doing to them. So they also won't be here. It's indeed true, that is chugging cheese. Yes, 'tis true. We may also lose Smash at some point throughout this. He's going to switch to doing the content creator only preview for the new content. But we'll continue running other quests. We're going to restart the Madness chain here in House Jurassico. It's lower level than we currently are, but that's alright. You know what that means, fish? Oh, hang on. That's going to be an emote that I'm not currently seeing because I'm looking at OBS instead of Twitch. That is my cousin. I love that emote. I love him. I love him. Oh, you also know of Kismet, huh?
You arrive outside the night market just as darkness falls. You should discuss your mission with your companion from the 12. You've been told the Disciples of Rage are planning some kind of attack on the city. The guards or the local shopkeepers may be able to tell you where to find them. You climb up onto the roof, only to find that you've disturbed the roof with armed actions. They give up will discourage you, and then reach one of them.
Ugh. I played some armor and I kinda died because my teammate left the door when a helicopter crashed near us, killing me with shrapnel. Oh no.
This is an exquisitely crafted throne. Not at all what you'd expect to find in the hands of a halfling gangster.
He survived but got you killed. Oh wow, traitor. Not a single scratch. Wow. Yeah, he betrayed you, huh?
Some halflings broke into this antique shop and stole a valuable throne. Perhaps you can find it while you're searching the area. The antique dealer is delighted to have the stolen throne back. He
How
rewards
can this
you
guy
with
survive a
support
helicopter
of
nearly
weapons
hitting
for
him
sure.
point blank, but I die to light bleeding from a pickled
The
bush?
manager of the
From a
night market stands nearby,
prickled bush.
peering up at the evening sky. Ah, you're from the night market, are you? It's just about time for me to open up. Please, do me the honor of lighting the street lamps. That always marks the official opening of the night market. This is the best part of the day, don't you think? Some people rush home afraid of the dark. But those who come here to the night market seek it out. The sun sets, but it's not an end. It's a beginning. We become something different after dark. Our dull daytime.
Gotta get our chest. Always gotta get your loot.
Fade with the light. When the night comes, we see new possibilities. That's what brings people to the night market. A feeling that around the corner or inside some stall, a new life waits for them in the dark. Or, well, who knows? Maybe they just like the food.
When in doubt, cast 700 nukes. Yeah,
I do hope that you find what you're looking
that'll
for,
solve most of the
my
problems,
friend.
except for radiation.
The tavern owner insists that you get rid of the thugs outside the blazing beacon before he'll let you inside.
The radio, I don't know what to tell you. That'll stop it. That'll stop the radiation. Oh. Here we go. I kind of got too close to those Reapers and aggroed them. Shouldn't have did that. Shouldn't have did that. Open up the side entrance. I'll see if this time around I can actually get all the notes, because I didn't get the notes last time. When I LWK shout, run in front of my car and you will regret it. At the cops, I pull out my keys like a firearm so I can turn off the engine. Ooh. This is the one I missed last time. This note.
You struggle to understand what you're seeing. The nearby cultist intones.
The message got sniped before I even saw it. Yeah, Surreybot is really good at that. We got some cowboys over here quick drawing. Yeah.
The manager of the night market stands on a terrace overlooking the harbor.
Here we go. Here's one more note. And the last note is in the last area.
Good, you're just in time.
Oh. Taking lots of damage. Lots of damage. Whew.
The manager holds up his hand, a strange smile on his face.
The big stereo on his hip.
No idea. You think that we are the ones behind this? The disciples of rage.
There's Suri, the kid, up here.
It's not our doing. We are merely here to celebrate the end of. Hold on. Oh, it's happening. To your amazement, the beacon that is always shown over the wall.
Or if you're going with the closest thing to us Australians having a quick draw cowboy, it's not really a quick draw at all, but Ned Kellying it up. Although Ned Kelly were a criminal. That being said, I guess we technically all were at that point. But whatever.
Is the sound of the age of rage. The sounds of shattering glass and screaming crowds echo from the streets nearby. You'll need to alert the Stormreach guard right away. They're the only ones who can end the riots. Something terrible has happened to the residents of this neighborhood. Some stand in the place ranting to themselves. Others lash out savagely at anyone who comes close.
Go, Fred, stop them.
His psionic powers to pacify the enraged residents in and around the restaurant.
Ah, crap. Vengeance in there. Ah, much better. Alrighty. Group was not with me. Spies. 2 spies. Here we go. Alright, a group of mobs, and then we've got the end fight. Hopefully the end fight goes slightly smoother than it did last time. We got a wipe last time we were here because I messed up and killed a vengeance when I shouldn't have, and it all just went to shit, and yeah. Less than an ideal circumstance, that was. The last node is also in this courtyard. Oh, if I checked its crown before trying to snip it away, I would have realized that it would have been immune.
The guard on duty seems to be suffering from the same madness that affected the people in the night market. Quick, ring the bell to summon the guards inside. You ring the bell, the doors fly open and guards rush out. For a moment you're sure you found help. Then you notice the fury in their eyes and the anger in their voices.
Slap them down. Next wave. Jesse, why are you purple? Jesse, take that rabbit suit off. I'm not sure I understand this reference. Ooh, those are kind of cool for an artificer warforged. Pineapple pizza compels thee? Hey, I don't mind pineapple on pizza, honestly. I wouldn't say it's my favorite topping, and if I had a choice, I'd prefer not, but I'm not one of those people who, like, it gets insane when people put pineapple on their pizza. pizza with an entire pineapple on it can Pilsy. Yeah, see, maybe the whole pizza, just skin and all, maybe that's a little much. Maybe. But hey, if that's what someone wants to eat, then who am I to judge them? Why am I sitting here with my inventory open? Not worse than toothpaste Oreos. I have never tried. I don't know if these kind of lollies also exist in other places, but here you can get soft candies that are in the shape of teeth, and they sort of taste like really mild toothpaste. And I grew up my entire life not being able to put together what about it, like what made it so weird and unique as like a soft candy. But then one day it finally clicked to me, and everyone I have told since who has eaten these soft candies has been like, oh my fucking god, you're right. They are just mild toothpaste flavored. I mean, I dead asked the Oreo cream replaced it with a fat glob of toothpaste. Oh. My throat thanked me, trust. I'll tell you what, the enamel of your stomach lining, that got its repairing that day. Alright, so we're redoing quarantine. Once again, we gotta make sure we don't stand in any of the green zones that spawn. They will hit us hard. We do not want to die. Did you see that Tenor got killed off by Google pretty much? No, I did not. That being said, I actually don't know that I know what Tenor is. I think I've heard of it, and I've seen it like in passing, but it's never something I've used or looked for. Oh, right. It was the basically the GIF hub thing. Right. Yes. Okay.
A strange vapor seeps off the streets.
I did hear
The
about
result of
that.
how strange those bombardment of the neighborhood.
had forgotten that that's what tenor was, or Tina. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. Did it get killed off, or did it get like bought out?
You get the sense that too many people have been forced to live in close walls. Suddenly, shouts break out behind the portcullis. Shouts filled with madness and rage.
Dropping the citizens.
The last of the cursed rioters in the courtyard have been passed.
Smash that.
Yet you can hear more shouts coming from the outside.
More smashes. They like shut down every API, APK, some shit of it for the public, and only they can use it now. Oh, okay. So they've made it like exclusive to Google apps. Okay. Was it already owned by Google, or have they just like managed to secure a contract that gives them a lot more freedom to prevent other places from using it? I'm gonna have to look this up after this. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, do they own the company, so they had the ability to shut it down, or did they manage to secure a contract with the company that owns TN? Okay, so Google owned it. All right. In that case, I'm not sure why that's like particularly surprising. Google has been doing a lot of things to try and make their company the only company that can use any of their stuff.
All the rioters in the plaza. The way is now open.
Oh yeah, they really are. Google are and have been for a long time. Like, there's been no illusion about it. Google is really the child billionaire of companies.
It seems there may be some sort of connection between the scorpion venom and the madness caused by the curse.
I'm honestly surprised they haven't yet gone down the same route that Twitch has gone down when it comes to trying to monopolize their streamers. Like, they haven't made YouTube contracts go, if you're streaming on YouTube, you can't display any chats from another streaming source, or making exclusive contracts with people yet. Yeah, and there are ways to get around those ads. Like, you can get, I should probably not be saying anything, actually, which might not like me saying that. There are ways around it, is what I'm saying. Yeah, they like to just throw the fucking huge number of ads at you. When I hit affiliate, I'm going to make it so that A, pre-roll ads don't roll, and B, attempt to skip as many of them as possible so that I'm not putting people through it.
You all came here seeking a home, cries one of the disciples of
It's not like they're fucking netting me jack all money anyway, right? Like, oh boy, I get like half a cent or some stupid shit if someone watches an ad. Like, oh, cool. I really don't care. $7 microcents per 7 years of ads. Yeah, basically. What annoys me is that VoDs get monetized with ads even before you're an affiliate, and you don't get anything for those. And you can't do anything about them. Like, you can't set it up so that they're not pre-roll. You can't set it up so that they skip as many as possible. Ah, fuck, Steam, what the fuck? Yeah. Damn. Ooh, spice. You watch a streamer starting to get 30 minutes of ads. Dude, do you know how quickly they would lose viewers? They wouldn't make any money because people would just not sit there through 30 minutes of ads. They'd just stop watching whatever streamer they're on and go to another streamer. And then if they enforced pre-roll ads that were like that, then people would just stop using Twitch completely. People already do like the whole ad jumping thing where they see like the 3 minutes of ads and they're like, nah, screw this, and I'm out, and they'll drop streamers and go to a different streamer. I don't think subs would even skyrocket. I think every streamer who streams on Twitch would leave Twitch and go to something like Kick, and I think all the viewers would do the same. I don't think subs would skyrocket. I think they'd lose all their subs. It was 12-year-olds. Okay, yeah, maybe. Maybe if it 12-year-olds who stole daddy's credit card, yeah. That does mean that like the only categories you'd see people playing on Twitch would be Minecraft and Fortnite.
Beyond the secret door is a drow matching the description Havadasher gave you. Perhaps the drow's tale will lead to a way to treat this curse.
What are the chances my PS5 just melts one day because it shuts off after 2 hours and I can sometimes pass out with the controller on, so every controller input resets the timer? Oh, honestly, I'm unsure. I used to leave my PS4 on, like, for long periods of time because the PS4 had an issue where when you put it to sleep, its internet card basically crapped itself, so you couldn't actually download things very well in sleep mode, or at least the ones in Australia were notorious for that. So I used to leave my PS4 on for long periods, and it's still getting used today. Not by me, but by the person I gave it to. Except after 8 hours and half my monitor is melted cheese. My monitor is directly behind my fans, by the way, so that could by chance happen.
We've stopped the disciples of rage from stealing from us. The resources provided by this also will now go to the people trapped inside the closed museum, as intended.
And yeah, I guess it is possible. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Melted monitor cheese. Maybe one day I'll tip my monitor over and leave it on overnight with some cheese on top of it, so that there's melted cheese that I can eat in the morning when I wake up. Alright, next up there are giants. If you have a high enough concentration, you can talk to them without being an absolute asshole. But if you don't, then you be a dick to them. And there's an optional for managing to talk to enough giants without being a dick. Because wouldn't you know it, we contracted the rage disease because we wandered around the streets without our COVID masks on. Have you ever just woke up one day and opened your eyes, got out of bed, and then in the night you fell asleep? No, it has never been that simple for me. I can do that when I'm sleeping during the day and waking up at night, but I cannot do that when I'm waking up in the morning and then trying to go to bed at night. I always sit in bed for hours before I fall asleep. The madness of crowds. I got some combat boots I have to put on that take like 3 minutes each, so in the morning I have to tighten them 8 times. Yeah. Yeah, I can, yeah. I've never had boots that have been long enough that have had to be tightened like that. But my favorite style of footwear is boots.
A handful of nomadic giants have pitched their tents outside the
My general
Stormreach
walking
city
around
walls,
boots are like
trading their
steel-toed
clothes for
working
wind
boots.
changes, and a sudden whiff of musky odor makes you both nauseous and angry. Don't these brutes have a wash?
Altars. This altar is Karak.
A spirit appears before you, if only for a moment of peace.
This altar is Urulon.
A spirit appears before you, if only for a moment of peace.
Alright, we're going to wander a bit through this quest because we're looking for all the optionals. Nice. Scorpions. Come out. Itchy nose. Oh. Water elementals and a water altar.
A spirit appears before you, if only for a moment of peace.
Take that to Valcour. Woo! Ramside missed. Take him out. Take that guy out. Take these guys out.
You found a piece of driftwood wrapped in a spider web. A curious place for a spider to make a home.
Now we need to head our way out of this chasm again. I think I know where the last altar we need is. Is this where the scorpion is? Oh.
As you take the burned giant skull from the pike, you hear a voice coming from the bushes. Claim my trophy. Very well. Your challenge is accepted.
Woo! Gee golly, I wonder where my fan controls could be possibly half a foot away from going out the window. I know where we are now. I have identified my location on this map. Take them out. Last altar should be up there. Today I think I get my 85 streak in a stream. Hell yeah. Are they high spirits?
A spirit appears before you, if only for a moment of peace.
He's not where I thought he was, which means we now need to figure out where he is again. Aha! While they're doing that, I'll head over here and see if I can find the last piece we need. Somewhere is the mother scorpion. The scream was stuck on a frame, so I just heard screams of the dying from the stream.
You take the stinger, reflecting on the deep respect the Valkyrie Drow have for these creatures and their courage.
Oh no. Where'd the other guy go? I don't know. Done him. Take him out. Ooh. There's him. What's the plan? Alright, I've got a tip of the practice courage. We've got the scorched dream on a spit. No, we don't have the tip of protector's courage. Okay. Should be able to. There we go. All the ingredients are in it. Oh. Just waiting on the others to come back to the tent. Alright, let's take a nap.
You lay down on the bed of furs. Perhaps oblivion will take you for a spell, if you can just get past the anger that boils within.
Alrighty.
By the forge, the fire giant stammers
Alright,
as he stares.
someone with concentration needs to speak to him.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, we always get a fight no matter what, but... oh. And we got allies because we went and appeased all of the altars. Ooh, wild flame. What? Nice. Next one up is what is the next one? Oh yes, that's right. We go and investigate the Disciples of Rage. That's what the next one is. Takes until this quest before finally the quest chain's name gets dropped. This one has some sketchy moments in it where it's kind of hard because there are a lot of eyes that can shoot you. Did I go in the right difficulty? I did, cool. The entrance of this quest is sometimes incredibly buggy. If you can't just pick the lock of the door, you have to find the key. And sometimes it's like the key just doesn't appear. I have this issue every time I run this on a non-trapper character, where I just cannot get into the building. Very frustrating. Oh, gotta crack my neck. Here we go.
You've arrived at the dockside cartwright's workshop, but the well-worn door is locked tight. Perhaps there is a key somewhere nearby? You found a way inside the building that's said to house the headquarters of the Disciples of Rage. Time to see if your informant was
Getting the note.
These documents show there's more to these cartwrights than meets the eye. Perhaps you can find other papers that will tell you more about the Disciples of Rage. The lever is pulled, and the nearby workers immediately pull weapons from
Snap that one out. Take out these ones.
under attack. Beyond the hidden doorway is some kind of fortified area. It looks like we're in the right place.
This hallway has traps in it. Oops. Sorry, kitty. Didn't mean to kick ya. Okay, kitty. Send me foot pants. Here you go. Oops.
Pressure builds behind your eyes as a massive head.
Here we go. In the room, some disciples. This is not the room I thought it was. That's alright. I'll murder some bears.
Angry growls emanate from behind the metal gateway. These bears, goaded into a rage by the cultists, would cause havoc if they were released in peace.
Ah! Don't stab me, little cat. Bear hunter. Nice. Alright, down the corridors. Corridors. This is the room I was thinking of earlier. However, the eye things don't spawn until later. Now we're angry and we want to break everything.
Subsides and your anger rapidly fades. You need to finish with the Disciples of Rage quickly before the madness can take hold again.
Alright. Optional down this direction. Can I snap him out of existence? I can. Cool. Now we don't have to worry about that orange name. This isn't an optional, this is required. I'm wrong. Lots of traps. Chest. Apparently that trap that's in there cannot be disabled. There is no box for it, which is interesting.
This area of the base looks to be poorly maintained and rarely used. A single set of footprints leads through the dust on the floor.
Talk to this guy.
This must be the informant that went ahead to scout. Lucky for him, it wasn't a cultist that found
Get the
him
clue.
first.
This chest can be really annoying to get to because this roof is really, really low. Then you can leave this room again. Getting up here can be annoying because these ladders that are like this are sometimes annoying if you don't have feather falling to get onto the actual platform. But there's no penalty for failure, so just keep at it. You'll eventually get there. It'll happen. Trust me. I'm a doctor man. Trust me, I'm a doctor man.
The snores of sleeping cultists fill the
Optionals. Clear out all the sleeping quarters.
now before they realize
Kick ass and chew bubblegum. Another eye room. Goddamn eye rooms. But here is our last note. This gives us the optional.
The documents you found show that while the Disciples of Rage welcomed the theft of the harbor beacon, they did not steal
One more room.
themselves. The unknown culprits have already shipped the beacon to Shard.
Is that a collectible? It is. Now we get to go socket in the crest we found.
More eye horror.
We're approaching the last fight, which is an armored beholder. Ooh, exploder. He's about to get knocked on his ass. I ran in too soon and I got myself knocked on my ass.
A strange volume floats over the altar. This must be the book the cultist mentioned.
So the way you do that puzzle is just like the end piece. You can't disable the traps that are on those spots,
The burning tome
but you don't want to light the red spots or you're going to activate the trap. Be careful.
The book has brought forth a guardian.
Now you've done it.
Cries the book.
These cultists were quite useful. Nor did it hear.
Destroyed the headquarters of the Disciples of Rage and broken their way to the insane world of horror. Yet the city is still gripped by the ancient curse of the strong gods. Cult is wrong.
Ooh, nicely done. We made it. Next one drops a really cool looking falchion. Oh, sorry. I think it's falchion is how it's pronounced. Yeah. Alright, the next one has us completing trials. Taking a drink. Ugh. Just waiting on our last member.
You arrive at the outskirts of the Drow settlement after a long trek through the jungle.
In we
Now
go.
to see if you can convince this wary tribe to part with Funfur's gift. The Drow guard looks you up and down, then motions you over. The Drow of this small encampment rise to their feet and attack. Our captain dies. A mithril key falls from his hand.
You go down there because it lets you access an optional later on.
The guard tells you that the Drow temple is normally forbidden to outsiders. If you want to get inside, you'll need to seek the favor of the 3 Scarrow elders of the village.
Head down this cave, you're heading towards the Sulatar village.
The cavern opens out, revealing a clearing that contains a small Drow settlement dotted with tents.
There are 3 elders throughout this village. Each of them tells you to go and do
mushrooms in the jungle to the southeast.
a different direction and cave area out of the town.
Elder says you must pass the Hunter's Trial, which starts in a cave to the east.
This is where one of the puzzles that are just too big for me to normally figure out. Oh, actually, I should be able to do this.
As the last piece clicks into place, the barrier blocking the tunnel fades.
Oh, vengeance. The zone may have made some people in the group shit their pants. Always fun. Alright, we're taking out a shambling growth in here.
As a massive shambling mound rises from the rock. The shambling mound has been destroyed. You can return to the village elder and boast that you completed the promised trial.
Ooh, boxes!
You have found favor with the second elder.
Alright, next up is a maze-like area in a bush.
A deep rumbling growl can be heard drifting through the thick jungle.
I absolutely despise harpies, so I'm taking them out quickly. I do not like the fact that they can just make everyone in your group helpless. And there doesn't seem to be any kind of save for it. I want to zoom in because it means that my camera isn't going to keep getting forced out of perspective. Yeah, trap. Give me that mushroom. Another bear trap. Another bear trap. So many of them. I don't know where all the mushrooms are. Oh, here's one. Oh, there's Madrid.
The massive cat falls with a final defiant roar.
Oh, not in here. Okay. So the last one should be... back here. There it is.
You've collected all the luminous mushrooms for the village. Time to deliver them to the elder.
Yeah, you can DDO if you want. I'm going to keep running though. All right. Group is on my tail. So we're going to be okay.
You have earned the favor of the first elder.
And here we are.
The Scarrow Elder refuses to help unless you first complete the warrior's trial. Apparently, it starts in the cavern to the west.
Unless you attack these mother scorpions, you don't have to worry about them. They'll just be fine. In these tunnel systems is where we use the key that we got at the beginning of the quest. What we're doing in these tunnels is we're going to each of the ends of the tunnels in hopes of spawning a Umber Hulk and Umber Hulk even. And we need to kill 5 of them, I think.
The ground.
Here's one of them.
And an Umber Hulk bursts through the cave floor.
There we go. I think... Nope, not in this one. Is there an Umber Hulk here? No Umber Hulk here. What about where the Weeper? Where the Weeper came from?
You hear an eerie
Yep, here's one.
sound coming from the chamber.
Nice. 3 to go. Ouch! Scorching Ray hits really hard. I'm glad they've, at least supposedly, lowered the damage of Scorching Rays on enemies back down to what it was before they upped the damage of it for players. When they first did that, there was a bug going around where enemies were getting that same bonus to the damage of Scorching Rays, and it was just the second you got to a level where enemies cast Scorching Rays, it was just like bang, dead. No questions, no build up, no like chance of resistance or saving, just dead.
This chest is sealed with an ornate mithril lock.
All right.
Heat and humidity radiate from this passage, making the air thick and stifling.
We are very quickly running out of places where this optional can be. But it's here. In this water section is where there is an optional.
The lever is pulled. The flame barrier blocking the magma chamber flickers out. This section of wall looks like it could be scaled with a bit of effort.
This ladder on this wall is very difficult to see, but you climb up and there is an optional up here.
The hot, dry
Continue up this hallway, you'll get a named guy as well as some more Sulatar and Salamanders.
chanting of Sulatar Drow fills the chamber.
Apparently we'll have a Despair Reaper.
The Sulatar priestess collapses to the ground, with life spent.
Whew. Is that ransack? No. Oh. Damn. Person here. All right. Alright, continue up through the water. Is there Amber Hulk here? No, but there is a collectible.
You get an uneasy
Oh.
feeling as you pass this area.
Ah. Now we pull the lever.
The lever is pulled, and the gate blocking the temple entrance opens.
Once you get your rest, get your buffs. The reason Ray tumbles when they're buffing is because if you begin a bard song and then tumble, you can cast other spells while waiting for the bard buff to actually go off. The bard buff animation normally takes so long that it well and truly overlaps with the end of the global cooldown. So you tumble because it lets you cast a buff quickly before your cooldown on your bard buff has come back off. This makes it a little bit more efficient when passing around bard buff and then greater heroism. It isn't the easiest thing to like get used to. So if you can't do it, or if it's just not really your thing, then, you know, don't worry about it. People are still going to love the fact that you have bard buffs in the first place. People are not going to care how long it takes for you to give them to them. Sorry for awkward silence. Had to sneeze there. And in the last trial to the last elder.
Grants you his favor. You've earned the favor of the village elders and convinced the guard to open the way to Volkur's temple. It lies to the southwest of the village.
I have no idea how to reach that. Is it just around here? I'm not going all the way for it. The last fight in this quest is actually really nasty. Be careful about how quickly you damage the boss. At certain periods, he will activate an invulnerability and summon adds. However, because there is a period it takes for him to cast the invulnerability on himself, you can damage him beyond the point that he would summon his allies, and then damage him to the next point he would summon allies. And this can get very overwhelming very quickly. So be very careful when doing it. All right.
Sheer chaos leaks into the room through the portal. Dangerous pulses of Zorian energy drift through the temperature. Multi-eyed monstrosity roars. A barrier of solid light engulfs it, shielding it from your attacks.
And that is why being careful in here is very important.
Begins to fade.
My timer is down. No. This end fight is nasty. Had to keep moving because the orb stopped on me, which aggroed everything. If you don't move after you res, you should be able to get away with not aggroing stuff, depending on the AI at the time. And unfortunately, the second you move, all of the eyes aggro on you. Alright, so because of this fight being hard and an issue, we decided we're gonna... I forgot to bind again. But yes, we've decided we're not going to worry about that one. Sort of like what we did with Smash and Burn. That's all right. We'll do it again at some other point. That's a particularly hard end fight. We've accepted our failure on it. It has defeated us. The problem with that end fight is if shit hits the fan like that, it's very difficult to make a comeback on it, because once those hateful eyes aggro on you, after that, they'll just instantly peg you back down, and there are so many of them in that end fight by that point that they just cause issues immediately. And all those zones on the floor make it very difficult as well. Is he bound to... Oh. Wrong, chat. Where is the binder? Oh, I have mail. What is my mail? DDO store points? From here... At the moment, it's looking like most people are logging off. It'll probably just be me and Ray for a while. We might start doing the level 16 quests for Evening Star Sagas, so Wayloon probably, I think. Maybe the level 16s for cogs as well. But I'd prefer to leave those for when we're with the group, because there are other peoples who want to run those. Oops, accidentally closed the web page I wasn't supposed to close. There we go. Alright, we're going to go run Spinner of Shadows. Probably not R5 with just the two of us when those quests are level 18 equivalents. Because they are scaled up because you get another 4 by that point. But we shall see. We're going to at least try the first one on R5, I think. Alright.
Inquisitor Noman
There are
waits for
exactly
you
enough
near the
breakables in this
entrance.
quest to reach Ransack. If you miss any of them, you will not get to Ransack. I do sometimes miss a breakable. There are also altars in this quest, that provided you have someone in your group who has religious lore, they can purify the altars instead of breaking them. If you purify them instead of breaking them, you get an extra chest. The classes who gain religious lore are paladins, bards, clerics, favored souls, and I think that's it. I guess sacred fists also if you're not counting them as paladins. Bards get all of the lores actually, it's kind of cool. Which makes sense, it represents the fact that in tabletop they have access to all of the knowledge skills and lore skills. And gain bonuses to them.
In the center of this room stands a blood-stained altar. What unspeakable acts have been performed there?
You don't need to do anything with the altars at all if you don't want to, but we like doing optionals. Sometimes in this location there is a rare named dog that spawns. It has not spawned here. When it does spawn, there is a chest. Ah! Fucking goddamn crowns.
There are light scuff marks around the bookshelf on the right, as if it had been moved frequently.
Once again, you can purify the altar. If you break the altars, you also spawn Jaroliths. Hi, Potino Bowen.
The novice who
How do you
accompanied
be
Noman
today?
lies on the ground in the hallway ahead.
Ah, Reaper. You're always good. Yes, you told me that last time, actually. One day I shall trick you into saying that you're not good. One day. This can drop a named necklace. It's not all that powerful anymore. You mostly just feed it to your sentient gem if you have one.
As the path leads down, it
And there are
begins
traps
to
in
look
here.
more like a dark and sinister temple, and less like an empty warehouse.
It's a mantra, so even if I'm not fair. Once you've disabled the traps, you head down.
A dank chill pervades the lower level. The clink and creak of hardened steel echoes from the corridor ahead. A woman's voice drifts up from somewhere below. She speaks Noman's name, and the Inquisitor himself replies.
You will do no such thing. The Silver Flame has caused enough trouble. Soon nothing I can say will throw them off the scent. No, you will stay here and see that no one gets by. I will go
We
alone
continue
and
down.
assist our guest.
After we've run this one, we're going to go try and get Ray some fancy flayer items. We're only going to run it on Elite, however, instead of Reaper. Take out this man. Have someone purify the altar. Get your loot. The Rakshasa hide, I think, looks rather cool in here. I have it in my as a cosmetic item in my bank for pimp sets. I was wearing it all last life along with love heart shaped sunglasses. Just like most of the traps in here, the box is after the trap in this one. Now we're getting close to the last breakable in this quest. I'm going to find out very soon if I missed any. Is there a box for this? No. Oh, hi Mrs. Noob. Hi Mr. Noob. Thank you for the raid. Hope you guys had a lovely stream. How did you do? And what did you do? Oh, there's the box. Did I did. We got all the breakables. Was unsure if I had.
Inquisitor Noman stands next to a strangely confident-looking drow. They seem to be finishing some elaborate and unholy ritual.
What? Surprised I am not who you thought I was? I should have killed you at the start. This is nothing, my friend, a nuisance. The ritual is underway, and the Silver Flame is powerless to stop it. So pray, shall we continue?
Sometimes I wonder if they decided to make
Now, give yourself
this Rakshasa Noman because people were calling out how messed up Purge the Heretics is in House Bialan, who is a quest that is given to you by someone named Inquisitor Noman. Waiting for the quest to complete, the wall to fall away, and for us to be able to have our chest. Get our loot. Envenomed blade drops here. It's also a rather good weapon. It does drop very often here though, so don't worry if you don't get one. Alright, from here we're going to head
The great cavern
to
by the cultist spell
Moorgrave.
buries the silver flame. Someone will have to brave its depths for them.
We're going to go farm Fred's first date because we want to get Ray some pretty awesome bard gear that drops in there. Alright, to Moorgrave University. The person, Ray got mail. Even though we were just writing that quest so he would get Silver Flame mail. Silver Flame favor. We're still shocked he got it. We cannot believe. Who would have guessed? I'll wait up here so that Ray doesn't get lost on the way. Hi, Guppy. It's a very cute fish. Another streamer I watched was psyched like a couple of weeks back when they managed to pull that fish from their hype train. Here he is. Moz? And plummet. Alright. This quest is really fun if you haven't run it yet. It's entertaining, it's funny, it's very clever. I'm gonna sort of just rush through it and skip most of the conversations. But yeah, if you get the chance to run it, I would highly suggest doing so.
You arrived at a bustling market in the upper city. Fred should be waiting for you nearby.
We're here to meet our date. Oh, hang on, boxes. Boxes take precedent. Must break the boxes.
Fred tells you to take the Sky Coach to the first location of your romantic adventure.
Off we
Fred
go.
tells you that he has 3 different activities planned for your date. Take the Sky Coach to start your adventure into romance. You step into a green and leafy urban park. Other park goers sit happily gathered around picnic tables, enjoying conversation and the light. Fred points
Tasty
to a
brain.
on the side of the clearing. He gestures for you to follow him. Fred leads you to a tree-lined clearing dominated by a large picnic table with a lavish spread.
Here we are. Take a seat. Or stand. Or whatever you're supposed to do with this sort of thing. I have thought of something to make this picnic more interesting for everyone.
Some illusory versions of Fred materialize in the clearing.
Now you each can speak to me yourself.
You pause your conversation with Fred. The variety of foods adorning the table commands your attention. You make a sandwich with the bread and cheese.
My stream has been going, Gouda.
The brain Fred must have brought for himself. You hope he will find this creation appetizing.
It has been going very good. Although, it turns out that one of our guildies who's been away and not playing with us, the reason they've not been with us is because they've had a really severe case of food poisoning and have been in the hospital.
That's what couples do on dates.
That's very unfortunate of them.
Fred directs you to the gate at the
I'm even doing a quest with cheese, yes.
where to search for the flowers.
I managed to wedge that in there. No, not very fun for them. I'm really hoping that they're going to get better soon. They were supposed to make it out today, but that didn't end up happening. Yeah, I'm just very much hoping that it's okay and there aren't going to be long-term complications as a result.
A shambling mound rises from the dirt
Oh.
and lumbers toward you. The shambling mound falls in a tangle of vines. You pick the large white flower. You hear the sound of a door open.
I've had it once. I was on a first date and I thought I was going to die on her couch. Oh no! Was that both the first and the last date, or was it like an understanding and there was continued dates? Oh, okay, good. I've heard other people's horror stories of first dates like that where because the first date went like that, they didn't have a continued date after that, and it was just sort of soured from that point, which is a very sad way for a date to end.
A kelpie grazes on the small mound of rice. The kelpie collapses in exhaustion, opening your path to the flower. You pluck the brightly colored flower from the grass. Now you have
Where is he?
everything
There
you
he is.
need to grant Fred's request for a romantic
Yeah, I
photo.
love a first impression. That does remind me of a really funny story. You're saying hell of a first impression. When I was a kid, I read the rule book for Dungeons and Dragons. It was 3.5. It was 3rd edition at the time, not even 3.5. And looked hot. Oh no. And I read the rule books for Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition so I could play with my parents, with their friends. And the first time after they had recruited a new person into their Dungeons and Dragons group, I happened to be sitting next to them at the table. And I'm like, 7 or something, 8 maybe. And I just puke right on this guy. First time he's ever met me or my family. And I just puke on him. What's impressive is that was not the last time we saw that man. He came back. And I puked on him again. The first 2 times he came and played games with us, I puked on him. I am still real life friends with this man, like we play games every weekend now.
The man hands you your tickets and tells you about the carnival challenge. Receive a prize after fighting members.
I may have failed my save, but apparently I passed my diplomacy. Despite the puke penalty.
A smiling man stands next to an unusual configuration of tiles. The kobold flinches beneath your successful strike, then disappears. The challengers spring into action. The leader of the challengers falls.
He failed his save too. Yeah. Save against charm, critical failure.
You approach a large blue crystal floating above a pond. The man standing beside the crystal waves you over. The leader of the challengers falls. The crystal dims, signifying your loss. The crystal dims, signifying your loss.
So we don't have enough strength to break this or to beat this, but we found out you can summon hirelings and they can whack it.
The crystal dims, signifying your loss.
Hang on, he may not have enough strength. I might need to summon.
Signifying your loss.
That was not the one I should have summoned. I should have summoned a...
The crystal
What?
dims,
That's crazy.
signifying your loss.
Oh well, that's alright. We can deal without that non-named loot chest.
Farm animals mill about the petting zoo enclosure.
That human just said moo.
You pet each of the animals. It is a petting zoo, after all. You note with satisfaction that you have played all the games present at the carnival. You hope Fred had a good time tagging along.
And we can just have this because I can pick the lock, yeah? Yeah, cool. And the last challenge fighter.
Fire Giant waves at you cheerfully. He must be the final challenger. The giant springs forward.
Yay!
The giant falls to his knees, acknowledging you as the victor. The last of the challengers falls, assuring your victory.
And now the chest. Breakables. Come on, there we go.
You reach the carnival's exit. Fred asks you to take the Sky Coach to the middle city.
Now we get to have a lovely dinner date.
Fred tells you that the next date location is in the middle city. He says that he'll meet you there. You enter a dingy corridor in a less glamorous part of Sharn. Why would Fred want to visit a place like this?
It's one of those, like, really seedy back alleys that has the best fucking sub sandwich
You enter an open
hole in the wall ever.
Fred stands by a door nestled into one of the buildings. The entrance to your next date.
What are you waiting for? Romance away.
In we go.
Fred nods toward the door. You enter into a surprisingly polished restaurant. The main dining room of this lively place is filled with other patrons. The host at the door points you to your left, to a side corridor. The door opens into a more private room, filled with small, intimate tables. Fred sits down,
No.
waiting for you to join. Fred nods.
What an inadequately sized table. This indicates this restaurant.
This quest is, it's just so charming. I love this quest.
The waiter places food upon the table, bowing as he makes his exit. You and Fred pause your conversation while you wait for dessert.
Wait for our dessert. Bitch.
The waiter clears what's left of your entree from your plate and replaces it with your next course.
Ooh, delicious pie.
You and Fred had a lovely time on your date. You and Fred go over the events of the day, discussing which activities were most successful in the Mind Flayer's attempt at romance. You and Fred will say goodbye.
Shrine in the
before heading
toilet.
outside. You exit the restaurant. To your surprise, a warforged and a band of adventurers stand before you.
Red's friend?
Don't look happy.
Hold on there, Fred. I finally caught up to you.
The warforged glowers at the Mind Flayer.
I got your note. Headed off for a date. Be back tonight? Seriously? Did you really think that just telling me about it would make it all right?
The mysterious stranger laughs.
I always knew you were a bit clueless, but this takes it too far.
The warforged's fingers flex.
Maybe once I drill some sense into you, you'll think twice about doing this again.
Ah,
Before you can ask,
it's a misunderstanding.
punches at Fred. Your opponent, exhausted, breaks off the attack.
Alright, you won. Fine. I bet you're wondering who I am. I didn't exactly stop to explain. My name is Jamie. I've been dating Fred.
Wait, Fred was... what?
There's our loot.
Hear this Jamie's side of the story. Jamie's explanation was certainly enlightening. You wait to hear Fred's response. You shake your head at Fred's obliviousness. Jamie, having heard the entire conversation, laughs quietly. Jamie says,
It's all right.
I can certainly understand the struggle in adapting when it comes to matters of the heart.
the Warforged turns to Fred.
We got one of the items that he wants.
Be friends. Alright?
He's reloading to see if he gets a second one as well.
I'll see you back in Stormreach.
Fred says. Jamie nods, then leaves with the other adventurers in tow. What a
Now we're probably going to
wild,
run it again because he still needs a cloak.
already wild day. It looks like Fred still has a long way to go when it comes to understanding the art of romance.
Oh, that gave me mail. Was that flat amount of mail, or was it... That might have been a free agent's. I gotta be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Be back in a second. I'm back. Sorry about that.
You arrive at a bustling market in the upper city. Fred should be waiting for you nearby.
Well, you DC'd someone. I just start going.
Fred stands beside a sky coach. He beckons.
All right. Hey, Fred.
Fred tells you to take the sky coach to the first location of your romantic adventure. Fred tells you that he has 3 different activities planned for your date. Take the sky coach to start your adventure into romance. You step into a green and leafy urban park. Other park goers sit happily gathered around picnic tables, enjoying conversation in the light breeze. Fred points to a gate on the side of the clearing. He gestures for you to
Yes, give me the
follow.
ingredients. Yes.
Fred leads you to a tree-lined
Sandwich
clearing
ingredients.
dominated by a large picnic table with a lavish spread.
Here we are. Take a seat. Or stand. Or whatever you're supposed to do with this sort of thing.
Fred gestures to the table.
I have provided various things that humanoids frequently appeal to. I hope you enjoy them.
You pause your conversation with Fred. The variety of foods adorning the table commands your attention. You make a sandwich with the bread and cheese, adding a slice of the grain Fred must have bought for himself. You hope he will find this creation
Now that our customary conversation is complete,
I have an itchy shoulder.
he is okay.
Mm.
Give it to me as a gift. That's what couples do on dates, I'm told.
Fred directs you to the gate at the other side of the clearing, showing you
There we go.
where to
Got my
place
shoulder.
the flowers. A shambling mound rises from the dirt and lumbers toward you. The shambling mound falls in a tangle of vines. You pick the large white flower. You hear the sound of a door opening somewhere nearby.
Go, go, go. Plants are very annoying to deal with. I don't like that they're immune to so many things. In playing tabletop, I always felt undead were like the most annoying enemy type, but honestly, plants are just infinitely more so.
A kelpie grazes on the small mound of grass. The kelpie collapses in exhaustion, opening the path to the flower. You pluck the brightly colored flower from the grass. Now you have everything you need to grant Fred's request for a romantic bouquet.
Somehow, the game is telling my my party member that he does not have the quest when he's trying to enter this quest. The entrance to this quest is the NPC that you get the quest from.
You tie the flowers together with the materials that have conveniently appeared on the table in your absence. Fred is going to love his bouquet. Now that
So somehow, despite the fact that he should have picked up the quest from the NPC that teleports him in here, he's somehow redboxing this quest.
It is time to leave.
Because that makes so much sense.
Would be just as appealing to a humanoid such as yourself.
you step out of the sky
Oh,
coach
do I need to speak to? Yes. Alright, let's go.
up in the towers of Sharn. Cheerful carnival music resounds throughout the area. A man stands at a counter in a tent ahead.
That man over there is selling tickets. Be a good date and buy them for me.
The man hands you your ticket and tells you about the carnival challenge.
Oops.
Receive a prize after fighting members of the carnival troupe. A smiling man stands next to an unusual configuration of tires. The kobold flinches beneath a successful strike, then disappears. The challengers spring into action. The leader of the challengers falls. You approach a
Miss Heather,
large
I
blue
would like to try and then
crystal
fail your game.
The man standing beside the crystal waves. The crystal dims, signifying your
Alright.
The leader of the challengers falls.
Chest. Loot.
Farm animals mill about the petting zoo enclosure. You pet each of the animals. It is a petting zoo, after all. You note with satisfaction that you have played all the games present at the carnival. You hope Fred had a good time tagging along.
So not only is my party member redboxing this quest, for some reason he's also not allowed to interact with anything in the quest. Except for chests and collectibles.
The fire giant
But he
waves
can't, like,
cheerfully.
talk to the NPCs and stuff.
The giant springs forward. The giant
Very
falls
funny.
to his knees, acknowledging you as
Definitely not intended
the last of the
to happen.
challengers falls, assuring your victory.
Yeah, I'm on Fred. There we go.
You reach the carnival's exit.
Next area.
Fred asks you to take the sky coach to the middle city. He'll meet you there. Fred tells you that the next date location is in the middle city. He says that he'll meet you there. You enter
Get
a
your collectible
dingy
around here.
corridor in a less glamorous part of Sharn. Why
And we're
would
heading
Fred
for
want to
our
visit a
dinner
place
date.
like this? enter an open courtyard. Fred stands by a door nestled into one of the buildings. The entrance to your next vault.
What are you waiting for? Romance awaits.
Fred nods toward the door. You enter into a surprisingly polished restaurant. The main dining room of this lively place is filled with other patrons. The host at the door points you to your left, to a side corridor. The door opens into a more private room, filled with small, intimate
Oh,
tables.
it's working now for him. It just wasn't working earlier.
Waiting for you to join. Fred nods.
What an inadequately sized table! This indicates this restaurant is as good as I
Oh
was
no.
told.
The friend I was telling you about earlier who I puked on several times is bragging about his Wordle in 2 today. Now I have to see if I can get it in 2.
Pause your conversation
I
while you wait.
undoubtedly will not. I
The
play
waiter
Wordle like an
moves
idiot.
your entree from your plate and replaces it with your next course. You and Fred had a lovely time on your date. You and Fred go over the events of the day, discussing which activities were most successful in the Mind Flayer's attempt at romance. You and Fred will say goodbye in the courtyard outside. You exit the restaurant. To your surprise, a warforged and a band of adventurers stand before you. They don't look happy.
Hold on there, Fred. I finally caught up to you.
The warforged glowers at the Mind Flayer.
I got your note. Headed off for a date. Be back tonight? Seriously? Did you really think that just telling me about it would make it all right?
The mysterious stranger laughs.
I always knew you were a bit clueless, but this takes it too
Oh
far.
no, am I
The
gonna
warforged
fail today's
fingers
Wordle?
flex. Maybe one
Oh
day
no,
you'll
Jesus
see
Christ, it did take me 6 though.
twice about doing this again.
Before you can ask any questions, the warforged plunges at Fred. Your opponent, exhausted, breaks off.
Jesus.
All right, you won. Fine. I bet you're wondering who I am. I didn't exactly stop to explain. My name is Jamie. I've been dating Fred.
Wait, Fred was... what? You want to hear this Jamie's side of the story. Jamie's explanation was certainly enlightening.
Let's see if we got the
You wait
cape.
to hear Fred's response. You shake your head at Fred's obliviousness. Jamie, having heard the entire conversation, laughs quietly. Jamie says, "It's all right."
I can certainly understand the struggle in adapting when it comes to matters of the heart.
The Warforged turns to Fred.
Let's
Ah,
face
it really wants me to have headpieces. Okay.
The Mind Flayer nods.
I'll see you back in Stormreach.
Fred says. Jamie nods, then leaves with the other adventurers in tow. What a wild turn of events after an already wild day. It looks like Fred still has a long way to go when it comes to understanding the art of romance.
Ah, the accidentally hitting loot all when you meant to click reroll. Ah, good times, good times. We've been walking through Elite, so we've decided to go up to Reaper. Not doing the Reapers we normally do though, because we are 3 levels under this quest, so I don't like our chances of dealing with especially those plants at R5.
Fred stands beside a sky. He beckons you over. Fred tells you
Let's
to take
go.
the Stormreach to the first location of your romantic adventure. Fred tells you that he has
Hey Fred,
3
I'm here.
different
Take me to the
activities
picnic.
planned for your date. Take the Sky Coach to start your adventure into romance. You step into a green and
Lock
leafy
that for a
urban
friend. Lock
Other
that.
partygoers
Use. Lock
sit
that for a
happily
friend
gathered
and
around
that.
picnic tables, enjoying conversation and the light breeze. Fred points to a gate on the side of the clearing. He gestures for you to follow him. Fred leads you to a tree-lined clearing dominated by a large picnic table with a lavish spread.
Here we are. Take a seat. Or stand. Or whatever you're supposed to do with this sort of thing. I have thought of something to make this picnic more interesting for everyone.
Some illusory versions of Fred materialize in the clearing.
Now you each can speak to me yourself.
You pause your conversation with Fred. The variety of foods adorning the table commands your attention. You make a sandwich with bread and cheese, adding a slice of the bread to Fred's custom Rodberg. You hope he will find this creation appetizing.
Now that our customary conversation is complete, it is time for you to go make me a romantic beauty as a gift. That's what couples do on dates, I suppose.
We could have done R2, I reckon. Oh well.
Show him where to search for the flowers. A shambling mound rises from the dirt and lumbers toward you. The shambling mound falls in a tangle of vines. You pick the large white flower. You hear the sound
Ooh,
of the
hiccups.
door opening somewhere nearby.
Ooh, tasty hiccups. Remy's.
A group of water elementals rests on the light. A kelpie grazes on the small mound of grass. The kelpie collapses in exhaustion, opening your path.
Collectible. Get our flower.
You
Back to Fred. Time to make a bouquet
colored flowers
out
on
of
the grass.
2 flowers.
Now you have everything you need to grant Fred's request for a romantic bouquet.
One of the items you can drop out of here is a bouquet, and it is very funny. I love its model. It's just so silly. It looks like this bouquet, but you hold it in your hand.
You tie
I think
the
it's a
flowers
club.
together with the materials that have conveniently appeared on the table in your absence. Fred is going to love his bouquet. Now that this part of the experiment has concluded, Fred tells
I
you
think
to
after
join
this
him
one,
at
I'll
the
call
next
it for the night.
location.
It is time to eat. I promise that our next
I'm getting a bit tired from here.
just as appealing to a humanoid such as yourself.
You step out of the Sky Coach and into an area high up in the towers of Sharn. Cheerful carnival music resounds throughout the area. A man stands at a counter in a tent.
That man over there is selling tickets. Be a good date and buy them for me.
The man hands you your ticket and tells you about the Carnival Challenge. Receive a prize after fighting members of the
Get our
carnival.
treasures. And move on.
spring into action. A smiling man stands next to an unusual configuration of tiles. The leader of the challengers falls. The kobold flinches beneath your successful strike. Then
Fail.
you approach a large blue crystal floating above a platform. The man standing beside the crystal waves you over. The leader of the challengers falls. The crystal dims.
Now loot.
signifying
Pat the
your
animals.
farm animals mill
Animals!
about the petting zoo enclosure.
Pat them all.
You pet each of the animals. It is a petting zoo, after all. You note with satisfaction that you have played all the games present at the carnival. You hope Fred had a good time tagging along. The fire giant waves at you cheerfully. He must be the final challenger. The giant springs forward. The giant falls to his knees, acknowledging you as the victor. The last of the challengers falls, assuring your victory.
Oh, gotta wait for Fred to
You
come up.
reach the
Talk to
carnival's
him.
exit.
Then
Fred
go to the middle
asks
city.
you to take the sky coach to the middle city. He'll meet you there.
I've only done this
Fred tells
twice
you that
already in the last like
location
20
is
minutes, and
in
yet
the
still can't
middle
remember the
city.
sequence of events.
He says that he'll meet you there. You enter a dingy corridor in a less glamorous part of Sharn. Why would Fred want to visit a place like this?
Break the boxes. Because we're getting some more XP now.
Open courtyard.
Not much, but
Fred
something.
stands by a door.
Recently made it to rank 50.
The entrance to your
I'm very
next
stoked about that.
date.
I got to get my little Reaperling pets who I named after all my friends so that whenever someone is absent I can just pull out their pet. And then they can be with us in spirit.
Fred nods toward the door. You enter into a surprisingly polished restaurant. The main dining room of this lively place is filled with other patrons. The host at the door points you to your left, to a side corridor. The door opens into a more private room, filled with small, intimate tables. Fred sits down, waiting for you to join. Fred nods.
What an
My Fred's just eating a napkin.
This indicates this restaurant is as good as I have been told.
The waiter places food upon the table, bowing as he makes his exit. You and Fred pause your conversation while you wait for dessert. The waiter clears what's left of your entree from your plate and replaces it with your next course. You and Fred had a lovely time on your date. You and Fred go over.
That
the
was very
rest of the
quick.
day,
Already at the end
discussing
again.
Which activities were most successful in the Mind Flayer's attempt at romance? You and Fred will say goodbye.
Yes,
in
yes,
the
yes.
courtyard
Get on with your
outside.
monologue.
You exit the restaurant. To your surprise, a warforged
Wonder if I can
and a
spot...
band
I
of
can spot the
adventurers
other guy
stand
while
before
he's
you.
here. He's just normally right behind Jaime, so I never see them.
Hold on there, Fred. I finally caught up to you.
The Warforged glowers at the Mind Flayer.
I got your note. Headed off for a date. Be back tonight. Seriously? Did you really think that just telling me about it would make it all right?
The mysterious stranger laughs.
I always knew you were a bit clueless, but this takes it too far.
The Warforged.
Damn.
Once I drill some sense into you, you'll think twice about doing this again.
Before you can ask any questions, the Warforged lunges at Fred. Your opponent, exhausted,
And
breaks
complete.
off the
Alright.
attack.
All right. You won. Fine. I bet you're wondering who I am. I didn't exactly stop to explain. My name is Jamie. I've been dating Fred.
Is he gonna get it?
Fred was,
I got something.
what?
Oh, there's the
You want to
bouquet. I was
hear
talking about that.
Jamie's side of the story. Jamie's
Another
explanation
headpiece.
was certainly enlightening. You wait to hear Fred's response. You shake your head at Fred's obliviousness. conversation, laughs quietly. Jamie says,
It's all right.
I can certainly understand the struggle in adapting when it comes to matters of the heart.
the Warforged turns to Fred.
Let's be friends, alright?
The Mind Flayer nods.
I'll see you back in Stormreach.
Fred says. Jamie nods, then leaves with the other adventurers in tow. What a wild turn of events after an already wild day. It looks like Fred still has a long way to go.
All right.
when it comes to
Thank you, everyone who joined me. I'm going to finish up for the night. I'll put us into Windscream and find us someone to raid. I'll catch you all next time. Hope you enjoyed.